The desert was silent. Only the wind moved, carrying dust across the endless sand. Under the burning sun, a man walked alone. His name was Daniel. He was not a warrior, not a king, not a hero. He was just a human and explorer, a man who loved to find things others ignored. Daniel had spent months searching for signs of lost alien ruins. Many people laughed at him. "There is nothing out there," they said. But he did not stop. Something deep inside told him that the universe was hiding secrets, and one day he would uncover them. That day came when he reached a valley between two sharp black cliffs. The air here felt strange, heavy, almost alive. Daniel followed a faint glow under the rocks, and there, half buried in the sand, he saw it a crystal lamp. It was not like an old human lamp. This one was shaped like flowing glass, glowing faintly, with blue light. Strange symbols moved across its surface, shifting as if they were alive. Daniel's heart raced. His hands shook as he brushed the sand away. "An alien artifact," he whispered. "No, more than that." When he touched it, the lamp pulsed with light. The air vibrated like music, and before he could pull back, the lamp rose into the air. The glow became brighter and brighter until Daniel had to shield his eyes. Then she appeared, a figure of light, tall and beautiful, with flowing hair that shimmered like silver fire. Her skin was pale gold, her eyes glowing with deep blue energy. She wore clothes that looked like they were woven from stars themselves. She did not walk, she floated, graceful and calm. Daniel froze. He had read about alien beings, but nothing prepared him for this. She looked almost human, but far more perfect. Far more powerful. Her voice was soft, yet it echoed across the valley. "You have awakened me, human." Few in the universe are chosen for this moment. Daniel swallowed, trying to find his voice. Who are you?" "I am a genie," she said simply. "A being bound to this vessel. I grant wishes, 3 wishes only. To the one who calls me, I offer power, knowledge, or dreams fulfilled." Daniel blinked. His mind fought to understand. A genie? That was the stuff of fairy tales. Yet here she was, glowing with power, speaking in perfect words. He almost laughed. "You're joking, right? Like in old human stories." Her eyes narrowed, glowing brighter. "Do I look like a joke to you?" Daniel raised his hands quickly. No, I believe you." The genie's face softened, but there was sadness in her eyes. "Be careful, human. Wishes are not toys. They shape reality. They bend fate. Many before you have asked for greed, for power, for immortality. Most of them were destroyed by their own desire." Daniel felt the weight of her words. This was not a trick. This was real. He looked at the lamp floating beside her. 3 wishes, 3 choices. His entire future, maybe the future of humanity, could change here. He took a deep breath. "So, I can ask for anything." Her voice was calm but heavy. "Anything within my reach, but choose wisely." Daniel thought for a long moment. He remembered his long, lonely search, the laughter of those who mocked him, the endless nights wondering why humans seemed so small compared to the endless universe. When he finally spoke, his words were steady, but his eyes burned with determination. "I don't want gold. I don't want power. I don't even want immortality." The genie tilted her head, curious. "Then what do you want?" Daniel looked straight into her glowing blue eyes. "I want the truth. I want to know the greatest secret of the universe. The thing no human has ever known." For the first time, the genie's perfect face changed. Her eyes widened. Her glow flickered. She looked almost afraid. You wish to know the greatest truth," she whispered. "Double quotes, yes," Daniel said. That is my first wish." The genie shook her head slowly, her silver hair glowing like fire in the wind. "Do you understand what you ask? Knowledge like this can break minds. It can twist hearts. Many who learn it lose themselves." But Daniel did not step back. "I don't care. I want the truth. That is my wish." For a long moment, silence filled the valley. The genie stared at him as if she could see his soul. Her hands trembled, though she tried to hide it. "You are different from the others," she said at last. "Most humans ask for pleasure or power, but you ask for what even gods feared to speak." The glow around her grew stronger, pulsing like a storm. Her voice rose, filled with both awe and dread. "Very well, human. Your first wish shall be granted. But once you see the truth, there is no turning back." The sky above them darkened, stars flickering even in the daylight. The ground shook. The lamp glowed with burning light as if the universe itself was bending. Daniel braced himself. He felt the air thicken, his chest tighten, his heart pounding. And then the genie raised her hand. A sphere of light formed between her palms, spinning, growing, tearing the air open. Inside it, Daniel saw shadows moving, vast and endless. His breath caught. The genie's voice echoed, full of sorrow. "You asked for truth, human. Prepare yourself, for the universe will never look the same again." The sphere opened wide, and Daniel's first wish began to come true. The sphere of light opened wider, tearing the sky into a canvas of stars. Daniel felt his feet leave the ground, the genie's. Power lifted him gently, carrying him through the swirling void. The desert vanished. The valley disappeared. He was no longer standing on Earth. He was drifting in space. All around him stretched the endless black, filled with stars that burned like cold fire. Galaxies turned slowly in the distance, giant spirals of light. It was beautiful, but the genie's voice reminded him this was no dream. "You asked for the greatest truth," she said, her voice echoing in the emptiness. "Now you shall see." Daniel's breath caught as the stars began to shift. The sky itself moved, showing visions that were older than time. He saw giant cities floating in space, alien civilizations, far greater than anything humanity had ever built. Towers of crystal, ships the size of mountains, beings made of energy, and fire walking like gods. But then, just as quickly, he saw them fall. Armies clashed in the dark. Worlds exploded. Civilizations vanished like dust in a storm. Daniel whispered, so many lost." The genie's face was grim. Yes, they wished for power. They fought for control. And the universe swallowed them. But the visions did not stop. Daniel's eyes widened as he saw something stranger. Hidden behind the wars and the ruins, something was moving. A shadow that stretched across the stars. It had no face, no body, only endless darkness, like a hand covering the galaxies, wherever it touched. Civilizations fell silent. Worlds crumbled. Even gods of fire and light fled from it. Daniel's heart raced. "What is that?" The genie lowered her voice. For the first time, she sounded almost afraid. "That is the truth no one wishes to know. The universe has a master, a hunger that never ends. Some call it the silence, others call it the endless. Night, it waits in the dark, watching, feeding on life. And one day, it will reach Earth." Daniel's mind burned with questions. So, all our stories, all our history, we are just waiting for it to come. The genie's glowing eyes looked at him with sorrow. "Yes, humanity believes it is free, but you are only children playing in the sand, while a storm waits at the horizon." Daniel's fists clenched. He had wanted truth, But this was heavier than anything he imagined. The weight pressed against his chest. For a moment, he almost regretted his wish. But then his jaw tightened. "No," he said firmly. "I wanted to know, and now I do. I will not look away." The genie's glow flickered, as if surprised. "You are strange, human. Most would beg me to take this knowledge away, but you hold it tighter." Daniel turned his gaze back to the shifting stars. "If humanity is only a child before the storm, then maybe it is time we grow up." Genie studied him. Her silver hair flowed like fire around her. She could see in his eyes that his spirit did not break, even when shown the darkest truth. A faint smile touched her lips, but it was filled with sadness. "You remind me of the first ones," she said softly. "Long ago, before the silence swallowed them, they too had courage. But courage is not always enough." The visions faded. Slowly, the desert returned, the valley, the black cliffs. Daniel fell gently back to the ground. His legs trembled. But he stood tall. The lamp glowed beside him. The genie floated before him, her hands clasped as if holding something fragile. "Your first wish has been granted," she said. "The truth is yours. But know this, your soul is marked now. The universe will sense it. The silence will sense it. You cannot hide anymore." Daniel took a deep breath. His heart was pounding, but his voice was steady. "Then let it come." The genie's eyes widened again. "You do not understand. This is not a battle you can fight with weapons. Knowledge itself is a curse. Already, signals are moving through the stars. Already, others are watching. They will come for you. Let them come," Daniel said again. His voice was calm, but behind it was fire. "If the universe wants to crush humanity, then it will have to go through me first." The genie stared at him in silence. She had lived longer than stars. She had seen countless humans. But this one was different. His words were not of fear or greed. They were words of defiance. For a long moment, neither spoke. The wind blew dust across the valley. The lamp's glow dimmed slightly, as if exhausted. Finally, the genie said, "Then we must prepare. You have 2 wishes left, human. Choose them wisely, for the universe is listening." Daniel's eyes narrowed. He remembered the visions, the alien wars, the silence spreading, the shadow across the stars. He knew now that humanity was standing on the edge of a storm. And he knew he must use his next wishes carefully. He looked at the genie, her glowing blue eyes filled with both power and sorrow. "Then I will make my second wish soon. But not yet. First, I must think." The genie nodded slowly. "Be quick. The silence does not wait." High above them, the stars flickered unnaturally. A faint sound, almost like a whisper, echoed in the air. Daniel shivered. Though the desert was hot, something in the universe had noticed his first wish, and it was coming. The desert night had fallen, but Daniel could not sleep. He sat near the glowing lamp, the genie floating silently nearby, like a ghost made of starlight. His mind replayed the visions she had shown him, the alien empires, the wars, and finally, the shadow that swallowed even gods. That shadow haunted him. It had no face, no body, no name. Yet it felt alive, like an endless hunger stretching across galaxies. He had asked for truth, and now the truth burned in his chest like fire. Finally, Daniel broke the silence. Said, "The silence is coming. How much time do we have?" The genie's glowing blue eyes looked into the horizon, as if seeing far beyond the stars. Her silver hair shimmered faintly. "Time means little to beings like that. To you, it may be years. To me, it is already too late. The moment you wished for truth, it noticed. It marked you. Daniel's stomach tightened. So, by asking, "I brought danger to Earth." Her expression softened, but she did not deny it. Yes, knowledge has a cost. The silence feeds not only on life, but on awareness. The moment you looked into the secret, you became a flame in the dark. Now the predators will come. Daniel clenched his fists. A part of him wanted to scream in frustration. But another part of him refused to bend. Then I will not regret it. If humanity is already in danger, better we face it with open eyes than die blind. The genie tilted her head, studying him as if he were an unsolved puzzle. You are unlike the others. Many begged me to undo their wish. But you stand firm. Daniel met her gaze. Because humans are stubborn, we don't quit. A faint smile touched her lips, but it faded quickly. She raised her hand, and a new sphere of light formed. Then, see more, human. See what your kind is truly facing. The sphere expanded until the desert was gone again. Daniel found himself standing in an endless void, filled with shifting images. This time, the visions were sharper, clearer. Almost too real. He saw earth-blue oceans, white clouds, and the glow of cities across the continents. It looked so fragile, floating alone in the black. Then he saw ships alien fleets, thousands of them sailing between the stars. Some were metallic and sharp, others alive, like creatures grown for war. He saw armies that dwarfed Earth's strongest nations, and in their battles, entire planets were crushed as if they were sandcastles. Daniel's breath quickened. So many stronger than us. Yes, the genie whispered. The universe is not kind. Out there, power decides who survives. Humans are young, fewer children, still learning fire, while others wield storms. But the visions shifted again. Daniel now saw secret things, hidden bases on moons, cloaked stations watching Earth, messages traveling faster than light. His skin crawled as he realized what he was seeing. Aliens, already watching us, he whispered. The genie nodded gravely. The silence is not the only danger. Many races know Earth exists. Some wait for you to grow. Others plan to use you. Humanity is already inside the game. And you do not even know the rules. Daniel's stomach twisted. All the while, humans fought each other over land, politics, money, never realizing that giants watched them from the dark. He whispered, "We are so small." The genie's eyes glowed brighter. Small does not mean powerless. The first spark of fire is small, but it can burn down a forest. Humanity has a chance, but only if you learn. Only if you unite. The images shifted once more. Daniel now saw the silence again, shadows stretching beyond galaxies, swallowing stars. But this time, he saw something new. Inside the silence, faint sparks flickered, traces of civilizations that had fought, resisted, maybe survived. His heart jumped. Others fought back. The genie's voice trembled. Few, very few. Most were erased. But yes, some left behind weapons, knowledge, warnings. Secrets scattered across the stars. If humanity dares to rise, you may find them. Daniel's mind raced. His first wish had shown him the enemy. Now he saw that the enemy was not unstoppable. Humanity had a chance. He used his next wishes. Wisely, the vision collapsed. Daniel was back in the desert, the stars burning cold above him. His body trembled, his hands shaking, but his spirit was like steel. The genie floated closer, her face unreadable. "Do you regret your wish now?" Daniel looked at her with steady eyes. "No, I asked for truth. Now I know. The silence is real. The aliens are watching. Humanity is not safe. But that only means we have something worth fighting for. The genie's glow dimmed as if she were tired. She whispered softly, almost to herself, "You humans never fail to surprise me." Daniel sat on the sand, staring at the stars. For the first time in his life, he did not see them as distant and beautiful. He saw them as battlefields, hiding threats and promises. He knew his journey had only begun. The genie's voice broke the silence. "Remember, you still have 2 wishes left. Choose carefully. The next one may decide the future of your world." Daniel closed his eyes for a moment, then whispered, "Then I must think carefully, because I will not waste them, not when so much is at stake." Above them, in the endless black, a faint ripple spread across the stars. Agent had stirred. Something had noticed. The silence was listening. The desert wind howled through the night. Daniel sat with his back against the black cliff, the glowing lamp resting beside him like a quiet heart. He had seen too much to sleep. The genie floated above the sand, her silver hair flowing in the windless air. Shh. She did not speak, but her eyes never left him. The truth was heavy. It pressed against his chest like stone. Alien empires, shadows, swallowing stars, the silence watching. His first wish had opened a door that could never be closed. Finally, Daniel spoke. His voice was low, but firm. "You said the silence marked me? What does that mean?" The genie's glow dimmed. "It means you are no longer hidden. Imagine the universe as an ocean. Billions of lives shine like sparks under the waves. But now you are a flame. Every predator can see you." Daniel's hands tightened into fists. "So they'll come for me." Her voice was sorrowful. "Not just for you. For Earth, the more you know, the more your world becomes a target. That is the price of your first wish." Daniel fell silent. His stomach twisted. He had not meant to endanger his people. But he knew regret was useless. What was done was done. The genie moved closer, her glowing eyes searching his face. "You still have 2 wishes left. You could ask me to erase this knowledge, to hide you again." Daniel shook his head firmly. "No, I asked for the truth. I won't run from it. If danger's coming, then humanity must be ready." The genie tilted her head slightly. "You speak like a leader, yet you are only one man." Daniel gave a faint smile. "That's how humans begin. One man shouts, others listen. Then it becomes a fire no one can put out." The genie studied him for a long moment. Then her voice softened. Perhaps that is why I was called to you." Before Daniel could answer, the ground beneath them trembled. A strange hum filled the valley, low and metallic, like the growl of a beast. Daniel stood quickly, his heart racing. "What is that?" The genie's glow flared brighter. "They are coming sooner than I thought." High above, the night sky rippled. Stars flickered unnaturally. Then Daniel saw them 3 dark shapes cutting across the heavens. They were not meteors. They moved with purpose. Ships, they grew larger as they descended, sleek and black, shaped like blades. Their surfaces shimmered as if made of liquid metal. No lights, no windows, only cold hunger. Daniel's breath caught. Aliens? The genie's voice was sharp. Hunters. They serve the silence. They come when a new flame is lit. The ship slowed, hovering above the valley. The air vibrated. With their presence, Daniel felt his bones shake. He had never felt so small. One of the ships released a beam of dark light, scanning the desert. The sand hissed where it touched. Daniel stumbled back, but the genie raised her hand. A shield of blue light formed around them, shimmering like glass. The beam struck, but the shield held. The genie's face was strained. "This is the cost of your knowledge. They will not stop." Daniel's fear turned into fire. He shouted, above the hum of the ships, "Then help me fight." The genie's glowing eyes locked onto his. "You still have 2 wishes. Use them, or humanity will fall before it even begins." Daniel froze. His heart thundered. He had imagined he would have years to decide, but now the choice was at his throat. He looked at the genie, her light burning brighter against the dark. Then he looked at the alien ships circling like vultures. He clenched his fists, his voice steady. "I know my second wish, but not yet. Not until I understand more." The genie's eyes widened. "You would face them without a wish." Daniel nodded. "If humanity is going to survive, we need more than magic. We need courage. If I use my wish too quickly, I'll waste it. Let them test me first." The genie's lips parted as if to protest, but then she stopped. Slowly, a strange expression crossed her face, half disbelief, half admiration. "You are mad human," she whispered. Daniel smirked. "Maybe. But madness built rockets. Madness put us on the moon. Sometimes madness is what saves us." The ships above shifted, preparing to strike again. Daniel raised his head, staring up at them without fear. "Let them come," he muttered. The genie placed her glowing hand on the lamp. Her voice was low, urgent. "Remember this, if you fall, Earth falls with you. Every second counts." Daniel swallowed hard, but his eyes burned with resolve. "Then I'll make every second matter." The night sky cracked with thunder as the alien ships released their weapons. Bolts of dark energy shot toward the valley, tearing the air apart. The genie spread her arms wide, her shield flaring brighter. But Daniel knew it would not last forever. This was the price of truth. This was the cost of his first wish, and the battle had only just begun. The desert burned with light as the alien ships struck again. Bolts of dark energy rained down, slamming against the genie's shield. The ground shook, rocks split, and the air screamed with heat. Daniel shielded his eyes, but he did not run. The genie's face was tense, her silver hair whipping around her glowing form. She pressed her hands together, holding the barrier strong. But Daniel could see the cracks forming, thin lines of fire spreading across the shield. "They're too strong," she said, her voice strained. "Even I cannot hold forever." Daniel's heart pounded. The alien ships circled like predators. Relentless, he clenched his fists. He could feel the weight of his second wish pressing against his mind. He had sworn he would not waste it. But now, humanity's survival might depend on it. He shouted over the roar of energy, "Tell me the truth. If I use my wish now, will it matter? Will it save Earth?" The genie's glowing eyes flicked toward him. For a moment, Daniel thought she would say no, but then she nodded. "Yes, if your heart is pure, if your words are true." The silence watches your wish will echo across the stars. Daniel felt the decision burn inside him. His first wish had brought knowledge on danger, but knowledge meant nothing if Earth was destroyed before it could use it. Humanity needed more than secrets. Humanity needed protection. He raised his voice, steady and clear. "Then hear my second wish." The genie's glow flared as her shield cracked. She looked at him sharply, her voice cutting through the chaos. "Speak it." Daniel lifted his chin, his voice like fire. "My second wish is not for me. It is for my people. I wish for humanity to be free from the hidden chains of alien control. I wish for Earth to stand protected against the silence and all who serve it." The genie gasped. For the first time, her perfect composure broke. She stumbled back, her glowing hands trembling. "You dare ask for this?" she whispered. "Do you even understand the scale of your wish? This is no small dream. You are asking me to change the fate of an entire species." Daniel's eyes blazed. "Yes, that's exactly what I'm asking." The genie's glow grew wild, her form flickering as if torn between light and shadow. "Such a wish will drain me. It will echo across galaxies. The silence will hear it. Every hunter will turn toward Earth. You are pulling your people into the war of gods." Daniel stood firm. Better to fight free than live as slaves in the dark. The genie stared at him for a long, breathless moment. Then her voice softened. "So be it, human. Your second wish is granted." She raised her arms. Light exploded from her body, pouring into the sky. The alien ships froze mid-attack, their weapons flickering. The ground vibrated as a wave of energy spread outward, racing across the stars. Daniel fell to his knees, shielding his eyes from the brilliance. He felt the light pass through him, through his bones, through the earth itself. For a heartbeat, it was as if the entire planet had awakened. Above, the alien ships began to shudder. Their dark hulls cracked, splintered, and dissolved into dust. Within seconds, nothing remained but drifting ash. The desert was silent again. The shield vanished. The genie collapsed to the sand, her light dim, her breathing heavy. Daniel rushed to her side. "Are you all right?" Her glowing eyes flickered as she looked at him. "Your wish. It was greater than any I have granted in centuries. I spread protection across Earth. I shattered the chains of watchers. But the cost," she coughed, though she had no lungs. Her glow trembled weakly. "The silence knows now. Your people shine like a beacon. They will come, not hunters, not scouts. An army." Daniel's chest tightened. "So I just painted a target on Earth." Her voice was faint. "Yes, but you also gave your people a chance. You broke the hidden bonds. Earth is no longer a pawn. Now, you must be the shield." Daniel looked to the stars. They seemed closer now, brighter, alive with danger. He knew she was right. Earth had been hidden, manipulated, maybe even controlled. Now those invisible chains were broken. Humanity was free, but freedom came with war. He turned back to the genie. Her light flickered like a dying flame. "You're weak. Will you survive?" She gave a faint smile. "I am bound to the lamp. I will recover. But until then, you must stand." Daniel stood slowly. His body shook, but his voice was steady. "Then I will. Humanity is mine to protect." The genie's eyes softened. "Your second wish has changed. Everything. The silence will send its fleet. The universe will turn to Earth. But I see now. Perhaps you were chosen for this very reason." Daniel looked back to the stars, his jaw tight. "Let them come. Humanity isn't done yet." The wind swept across the desert, carrying his words into the night far above. Deep in the black sea of space, something stirred. A fleet of shadows began to move, answering the beacon that had just lit up the galaxy. The silence had heard, and it was coming. The desert was quiet again. But Daniel felt no peace. The stars above him no longer looked like distant lights. They felt like eyes, watching, waiting. He knew the genie was right. His second wish had echoed across the galaxy. Humanity was free now. But freedom had drawn the attention of giants. The genie lay weak beside the glowing lamp, her light dimmed. She spoke softly, her voice like wind through glass. "Daniel, one wish remains. Choose carefully. The last one will decide not just your fate, but the fate of all mankind. Daniel's chest tightened. He stared up at the stars, remembering the vision of the silencing, endless shadow devouring worlds. And now, that shadow was moving toward Earth, he whispered to himself. One wish left. But what is enough to stop the endless night? The genie's glowing eyes flickered. Power can be given, but power alone cannot stop it. Knowledge can be granted, but knowledge alone cannot fight. The last wish must be more than selfish. It must be more than clever. It must be sacrifice. Daniel turned to her sharply. Sacrifice. You mean I have to give myself up? Her silver hair shimmered faintly in the starlight. Perhaps, or perhaps, you must give up something even greater. Before Daniel could answer, the night sky broke. A line of fire tore across the heavens as ships emerged from the void. This time, not scouts, an entire fleet. Black and vast. They blotted out the stars, their forms shifting like living shadows. Daniel's blood ran cold. They're here. The genie rose unsteadily into the air, her light faint but defiant. The silence has sent its army. They will not stop until Earth is ash. Daniel's heart thundered. He could almost feel the fear of every human across the planet, even though they did not know the danger yet. He clenched. The genie's voice trembled. Daniel, listen to me. Your last wish must be precise. It must come from your soul. If you waste it, Earth is doomed. The air shook as the first wave of weapons charged. Bolts of dark energy formed across the alien ships. Daniel stared at them, his heart pounding. He had never felt so small, yet he had never felt so certain. He turned back to the genie. Then I know what I have to do. The genie's glowing eyes widened. Daniel. He raised his voice, louder than the storm above. My third wish is this. I wish to become the shield of humanity. Make me the barrier between Earth and the silence. If they want to destroy my people, they'll have to go through me first. They. Genie gasped. Her light flared violently. Do you understand what you ask? To become the shield is to surrender everything. You will no longer be only human. You will be bound to me, bound to the lamp, bound to the endless war. Daniel's jaw tightened. His voice was steady. If that's the cost, then I'll pay. It better me alone than billions of lives. I won't let Earth fall. The genie stared at him, her face torn between grief and awe. Slowly, she raised her trembling hands. So be it, human. Your courage is your wish, and your wish is granted. Light exploded from the lamp, brighter than the sun. Daniel screamed as energy tore through his body, burning but not killing, reshaping. His veins glowed, his skin cracked with light. He felt the genie's essence pouring into him, merging, binding. The alien fleet fired. Waves of dark energy thundered toward Earth. But before they could strike, Daniel's body flared with a blinding aura. The beams crashed against him, bending, breaking, spalling into sparks. He hovered above the desert, no longer just a man. His eyes burned like stars. His voice thundered like storms. He was human, but more part genie, part guardian, part cosmic fire. The genie weakened, whispered from the ground, tears glowing in her eyes. You gave yourself away for them. Daniel turned his gaze to the alien fleet. His voice carried across the night. For the first time in history, humanity has its own defender. He raised his hand. The sky shook as a wall of light spread outward, covering Earth in a shield brighter than the moon. The alien weapons struck, but none could pass. The ships hesitated. For the first time, the hunters of the silence met resistance. Daniel's voice echoed like thunder. Tell your masters, Earth is no longer prey. The desert roared with power. The alien fleet faltered. The silence had found its first shield, and that shield was human. The desert glowed like a second sun as Daniel floated above the ground, his body burning with light. He was no longer just a man. Power flowed through him, bound with the genie's essence, bound with the lamp's ancient energy. His third and final wish had changed him forever. Across the sky, the alien fleet shifted uneasily. They had come expecting a weak planet, an easy harvest for the silence. Instead, they found a single human who stood against them, shield and fire, mortal and immortal, one with the genie's light. The lead ship fired again. A spear of black energy, wide as a mountain, hurtled toward Earth. Daniel raised his hand, and the beam shattered against his glowing shield, scattering into harmless sparks that rained across the desert. The genie, weakened on the ground, whispered, "Through glowing lips, you are holding, Daniel. But this is only the beginning. More will come, greater than these." Daniel's blazing eyes locked onto the sky. His voice was calm, yet it carried like thunder. "Then let them come. Humanity will not bow. Not now, not ever." The alien fleet hesitated, their shadows rippling in the night. For the first time, they faced something they had never seen before. A human unafraid. A human who dared to defy the silence itself. Daniel lifted both arms, and the shield around Earth expanded. It wrapped the planet in a barrier of living light, strong and unbroken. Every human far across oceans, cities, villages looked up at the night sky. They did not know his name, but they felt his presence. A warmth in the darkness. A whisper that said, "You are not alone." On the ground, the genie watched him, her eyes shimmering with tears of light. "You have done what no other has ever dared. You became the wish itself. You became the shield." Daniel turned to her, still glowing like a star. "I am only one man. But sometimes, one man is enough to start everything." The alien fleet began to retreat, vanishing into the black. They had not been destroyed, but they had been stopped. For now, Earth was safe. But Daniel knew this was not the end. The genie spoke again, her voice weak. "Daniel, you cannot return. To what you were, you are no longer only human. You are bound to me, to the lamp, to the war against the silence. Do you regret it?" Daniel floated gently down, his feet touching the sand. He looked at his glowing hands, then at the stars above. His voice was steady. "No, I don't regret it. Humanity deserves a chance. And if I must stand between them and the void, then so be it." The genie's smile was soft, bittersweet. "Your courage humbles even me. I have served countless masters, but none like you. You did not wish for gold, or power, or eternal life. You wished for truth. You wished for freedom. You wished to protect." Daniel met her gaze. "Because that's what it means to be human. We fight for each other. Even if the universe calls us small, we rise." For a long moment, silence filled the desert. The lamp's glow pulsed faintly, as if it too were listening. Then, far away, beyond human sight, the shadow of the silence stirred. The alien fleet's retreat was no surrender, was a warning. A message carried into the endless dark. Earth has changed. Humanity is no longer prey. A shield has risen. The genie's voice trembled as she sensed it. "The silence will return, Daniel. Not with hunters, not with scouts. With armies that darken galaxies. And when that day comes, you will face them." Daniel raised his head, his glowing eyes like twin suns. "Then I will be ready, and so will humanity. We're not just children anymore. We're awake now. The genie bowed her head. "Then may your fire burn long. For as long as you stand, the universe itself will remember that a human defied the endless night." Daniel's shield pulsed brighter, stretching farther, weaving itself into the very skies of Earth. On every continent, people looked up in wonder. They did not know his face, but they felt his presence, a protector hidden among the stars. The story of humanity had changed forever. For the first time in history, the galaxy would whisper of Earth, not as a forgotten world, not as prey, but as the home of the shield. Daniel's voice echoed across the night, not only to the genie, not only to the silence, but to every star listening. For the first time, the galaxy fears a human. The desert glowed like a second sun as Daniel floated above the ground, his body burning with light. He was no longer just a man. Power flowed through him, bound with the genie's essence, bound with the lamp's ancient energy. His third and final wish had changed him forever. Across the sky, the alien fleet shifted uneasily. They had come expecting a weak planet, an easy harvest for the silence. Instead, they found a single human who stood against them, shield and fire, mortal and immortal, one with the genie's light. The lead ship fired again. A spear of black energy, wide as a mountain, hurtled toward Earth. Daniel raised his hand, and the beam shattered against his glowing shield, scattering into harmless sparks that rained across the desert. The genie, weakened on the ground, whispered, through glowing lips, "You are holding, Daniel. But this is only the beginning. More will come, greater than these." Daniel's blazing eyes locked onto the sky. His voice was calm, yet it carried like thunder. "Then let them come. Humanity will not bow, not now, not ever." The alien fleet hesitated, their shadows rippling in the night. For the first time, they faced something they had never seen before, a human unafraid, a human who dared to defy the silence itself. Daniel lifted both arms, and the shield around Earth expanded. It wrapped the planet in a barrier of living light, strong and unbroken. Every human far across oceans, cities, villages looked up at the night sky. They did not know his name, but they felt his presence, a warmth in the darkness, a whisper that said, "You are not alone." On the ground, the genie watched him, her eyes shimmering with tears of light. "You have done what no other has ever dared. You became the wish itself. You became the shield." Daniel turned to her, still glowing like a star. "I am only one man, but sometimes one man is enough to start everything." The alien fleet began to retreat, vanishing into the black. They had not been destroyed, but they had been stopped. For now, Earth was safe. But Daniel knew this was not the end. The genie spoke again, her voice weak. "Daniel, you cannot return to what you were. You are no longer only human. You are bound to me, to the lamp, to the war against the silence. Do you regret it?" Daniel floated gently down, his feet touching the sand. He looked at his glowing hands, then at the stars above. His voice was steady. "No, I don't regret it. Humanity deserves a chance. And if I must stand between them and the void, then so be it." The genie's smile was soft, bittersweet. "Your courage humbles even me. I have served countless masters, but none like you. You did not wish for gold or power or eternal life. You wished for truth. You wished for freedom. You wished to protect." Daniel met her gaze. "Because that's what it means to be human. We fight for each other. Even if the universe calls us small, we rise." For a long moment, silence filled the desert. The lamp's glow pulsed faintly, as if it too were listening. Then, far away, beyond human sight, the shadow of the silence stirred. The owl